Hey everyone, it's Riley, and I feel like this is a little bit of an odd video in a way because it is like my beginning of the year 2023 setup video, but it's the second time I've done it. And that's because if you watched my original setup video, which I'm going to link right up here, I just set it up in my old bullet journal because I still had a little bit of space, and more importantly, my journals had not arrived yet. So I had made this bulk order of a bunch of bullet journals for my Etsy shop, and they just came in late. So great news, those journals have arrived. I of course will have them linked down below, but basically I needed to migrate those spreads into this new journal anyways, so I figured I may as well film it. Now I did a little paper airplane theme because that matches the cover of this new journal, and I'm still keeping a paper airplane theme here, but I'm changing it up a little bit because I didn't want to just post the same video essentially twice. So I'm keeping a paper airplane theme, but I'm doing it in a different way. So even if you watched my other one, I hope that you'll enjoy the inspiration from this video as well, just kind of showing you how you can take one really simple idea like paper airplanes and turn it into multiple different themes. So I'm using the clay colored linen journal available in my shop. There's also a vanilla journal. I'll talk a little bit more about the features of the journal. I think they're really great, high quality paper, high quality like everything. So those are the two colors for the journals, and I also launched some like pre-made journals or undated planners. I'll link the flip through of those right up here because those are super fun and exciting, and those are available in vanilla and moss, and all of those are going to be linked down in the description in case you're interested. So head to my Etsy shop if you like any of that kind of stuff, and feel free to subscribe if you enjoy really accessible and doable bullet journaling content. So as I mentioned, here is my journal. I feel like the gold foil is really hard to see in this lighting, but there is a little gold foil paper airplane theme. And I am so happy with how these journals turned out. The pages are 160 GSM, so nice and thick. I haven't had any issues with ghosting or bleeding. There's 192 pages. They're stark white. There's the elastic pen loop, elastic to close the journal, all the kind of things that I look for in a journal. And as you probably can already tell, I've got my son lying here on the floor beside me. He's been joining me for voiceovers lately, and I do get quite a few comments about his cute little goos and guys. So he's down on the floor playing, and he's in this really cute stage right now where he likes to just grab a toy and then flail every limb that he has, and like he either ends up throwing the toy or just like smacking his tummy with it, but he thinks it's really fun. So that's what he's doing here. He's got some toys to play with. So as I mentioned, I'm using the same hot air balloon theme, and I'm even using the same Paper World stamps, which you can see up in the corner there. But I am changing some things up. The biggest thing being my other lettering style. In my first video, I did like the Paper World stamps paired with some monoline calligraphy that I did with my Tombow Fudenosuke, and this time I'm doing colored printing using the skinny end of these Tombow dual tip brush pens, and then I'm going in and outlining it with a size 02 fine liner. Now I kind of regret outlining it. I feel like it looks fine, and this is a font that I used to love and do a lot. It's kind of just bubbly, and it works really well if you're doing like big titles, and it works okay with small letters, but I feel like I don't know, I kind of wish I had just left the letters as they were. And then I'm using a size 05 here to draw like the bigger things like those dots and the airplanes and stuff. And as you can tell, obviously by the title, this is my future log. So the setup here is super simple, and okay, no matter how simple it is, I feel like I always mess up like which boxes go where. Like I have 4 brown boxes. I should only have 3 because I'm using 4 different colors and there's 12 months. I feel like I always do this anyways. I think it's kind of funny, but maybe one day I'll learn. So anyways, I've got my future log here, and I'm gonna try to remember all these colors that I'm using so that I can tell you. The one that I'm using right now is my favorite light gray. This is Tombow N89. They do have other light grays, but this is like in the warm category instead of the cool ones, and I personally much prefer the warm one here, so N89. And then the 4 colors that I'm using, the like brownish one is 977, I believe. The bluish one is N52, and then that sort of, I don't even know if I can call it yellow. that next one, yellowish, orangish, kind of gold, is 026, and then the green is my go-to 228. So those are the colors that I'm using. Now for my previous 2023 setup, I used all these same colors except instead of 977, can you guys hear him filling his diaper? Ooh, we're gonna have to change that when I'm done. In my original one, instead of 977, I used Zig Brushable in the color Fawn, the darker side, and all of the markers that I use are from Stationery Pal. And I've got a discount code for them below, as well as a discount code for my Paper World stamps, and all of my other kind of go-to stationery products are down there as well. So I did skip over a page, and that's my monthly goals spread, and I am still going to include it. I just didn't really feel like doing it on camera because it's exactly the same as my future log, except for the title says monthly goals instead of future log. And I set it up off camera instead of taking my precious filming time and using it to set up a duplicate spread. So I moved straight onto my, oh, there he goes again. What you doing over there? I hope you guys can hear this because that's, oh, he's so funny. Okay, so my When Did I Last page. I did this one differently than I did in my first setup. And I don't know which one I like better. I really loved my original setup for this year, but I did feel like I should change it up a bit. So instead of doing a big heading for When Did I Last and then splitting it into tasks and chores, I just called the pages tasks and chores. So they function the same way as a When Did I Last page, but one is specifically for like random tasks, more like getting an oil change, getting my ring cleaned, changing out my contact lenses or my shaver, things like that. And then the other one obviously is for more cleaning tasks, like cleaning the windows, I don't know, wiping down baseboards. Let's be honest, that barely ever happens, but I write it down on here anyways. So that's what this page is for. And I noticed the difference in these lines from the left side of the page to the right side of the page. The right side of the page, that annoying little clip kept getting in my way, so the lines are so wobbly, but I just never bothered to move it. Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like the right side looks so much worse than the left. But anyways, I'm splitting the sort of second part of the chart there into 6 for the 6 months that are going to be included in this journal. So January through to June, so that I can write down the task, and then I like to just do a hollow circle in the month when I want to do this task. So obviously some things I want to do every month, so they have a little hollow circle in each month, and then as I do them, I color in the circle. Some things only happen once every 6 months or twice, so then I only do that. Draw the little circle once or twice. So I'm going back in with my stamps to add in the different, like just the first letter of each month from January through to June. And this is one page that I really feel is a must. I kind of go in order of like how much I use my pages. So like I started off with a future log, I use that page the most. Then my monthly goals page is pretty much a future log, but for like things that I want to do in my work and home life. And the When Did I Last page is definitely my third most useful yearly spread that I come to quite often. Moving on, I have my waiting on page. So the setup of these two pages, my waiting on, and then I'm calling it my stats page, the setup here is exactly the same as I did originally in my 2023 setup. It's basically just the heading and a little bit of decoration that changes because I have been using those pages for the past, month and a half. It's already mid-February, and they've been working great. I like them. I don't feel the need to change them. So again, basically the only change here is the headers. So now that I've got the titles done for both pages, I'm starting on the waiting on page. So this page is for basically packages that I'm waiting on, either things that I've ordered, or things that have been sent to me for use on like Instagram or YouTube or something like that. So above my little box here, I've got a column for the item, which is where I'll write down what I'm waiting on. And then over to the side there, I have a few icons that are mostly just for things that are like sent for content. But the first one is just a down arrow. That just means it arrived. I just draw a dot under there whenever the thing arrives. And then there's a little camera icon. If it is for content, I draw a dot there once I've actually captured the picture or filmed the video or whatever. And then the check mark just means that all of the sort of deliverables have been met. I've posted it, it's done, I don't need to worry about it anymore. Moving on to the next page, this stats page, I loved the way that I set it up at the beginning of 2023. It is already like mid-February, so I have been using it for a month and a half, and I really like this setup compared to other ones that I've had, so I decided to keep it exactly the same except for the title, which I already did. So what I did under each month is I drew 3 icons. The top one here is for YouTube, the next one will be for Instagram, and then finally TikTok, and I just drew those underneath each month because I am trying to do content on all 3 platforms this year. In the past, YouTube has always been the one that I've focused on the most, and I don't think that'll change, but I have been trying to kind of balance out a little bit more of my content and post more consistently on both Instagram and TikTok as well. And if you guys have content ideas that you would like to see on any platform, on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, please feel free to comment down below. When I started doing all this bullet journaling stuff, it was completely fueled by my custom journals. You know, I posted a bunch of custom flip throughs every month, and all of those like themes that I put in a custom bullet journal, that's what made up my Instagram content. And now that I'm not doing custom journals as much, like I just do 1 or 2 a month max, I am struggling for content ideas. So if you have things that you would like to see, please feel free to comment down below. Now that box underneath that I just drew, like underneath each month, that's just to write in like things that I'm trying to change or that I'm trying to improve. So it might be something like posting an Instagram story every day, posting 3 TikToks a week, something like that. Or it could be like, you know, doing a little bit of SEO research to improve my YouTube titles or thumbnails or something like that. So that box is just kind of for miscellaneous things that I'm trying to do to improve that content. Moving on to the final spread that I'll be setting up in this video, I have my YouTube scheduling page. And this page is so helpful. I've never done anything quite like this in the past. I feel like I am a fairly organized person, but just because, like, I don't know, I've always had so much time when I've been doing this bullet journal stuff full time that it's like, oh yeah, I'll just, you know, film a video here, edit a video there. Oh, I've got like 5 video ideas. Great. I have all the time in the world. I'll film 5 videos today, you know? That is not the case for me anymore. So I'm trying to be a lot more intentional with how I plan things out. And I've actually been like scheduling my weeks in a very different way. So instead of just kind of, I don't want to say aimlessly, but instead of just like filling my time with whatever I felt was most pressing at the moment, like spending the morning on custom journals and then spending the afternoon on filming or whatever, I have dedicated 1 day each week to filming minimum 2 videos, 1 day each week to editing minimum 2 videos, 2 days to like other work stuff, whether it be like planning out what I'm going to say in videos, working on a custom journal, stuff like that. And then the 5th day of the work week has just been like a home day where I clean the house, do some extra baking or meal prepping, stuff like that. And so far it's been working really well. And this page is really helpful with that. Because what I'm going to do, and I don't actually set this part up on camera because I kind of just set it up as I use it. So there's, in those little boxes by each month, there's going to be a little column to write the date that each video goes live, then the name of the video, then the sponsor, and then I just have kind of a checklist to show where in the process I am on that video. So I have a column for have I filmed the art, have I filmed the talking, have I edited it, and have I posted it. So let's do a quick flip through here. I've got a very simple title page, my future log, and there will be a monthly goals page right behind that. That will be the same. Then I've got my when did I last spreads for tasks and chores. my waiting on page, my stats tracker, and finally my YouTube schedule, all for the first 6 months of this year. Thank you all so much for joining me to re-set up 2023 in my bullet journal. I hope that you guys enjoyed it and that you're excited for this year of planning like I am. I hope to see you guys in the next video.